And welcome all. My name is Paul K. This is Saturday Mornings Outdoors. This is where we fish for striped bass along the Cape Cod Canal. Thank you so much for coming along. Coming up, we'll have a little fishing report. We'll have a little spot reveal, let's call it that. And very unusual morning this morning. Nice and cool and refreshing. And we'll see how we can do on the beautiful banks of the Cape Cod Canal. We will let you know. And we have cormorants aplenty. I see a lot working down there, which means bait. Diving birds ain't here for nothing but bait, so that's a good thing. So we'll start with the fishing report. Earlier I said it's unusual, and it's unusual because it's a very comfortable morning. This time of year, the past couple of weeks, extremely hot and humid, unrelentless. And this morning it's pretty cool. I don't know how that's going to affect the fishing, but it's very comfortable right now. They say 70s today. It's around 62 right now. Wind is out of the usual southwest at about 8. It's pretty calm. And working on a west tide here. The tide is going in that direction towards Buzzards Bay. And it's going to flip over around 9:30, they claim. So, or the charts claim, which they are usually extremely accurate. And very comfortable, not humid at all. Very bizarre kind of change because we're so used to the humidity the past few weeks. The stage of the moon is the second quarter on the dying moon. So this is about your average tide that you'll get all month. It's not high. I mean, it's not really hot, pushing hard and all that. And so it's not too much of a struggle for putting out and reeling in. And bait seems to be present with the working birds. So I got mac chunks on the bottom and the usual Penn conventional gear and the Van Staal on the spinning gear, and of course circle hooks and slider rigs. That's the terminal gear that we're using. So wish me luck, and let's get fishing. Well, the wind seems to have shifted to the west, so it's coming directly out of there, and feels more like a September morning than a late June morning. Surprise. It's very comfortable. A little wind starting to pick up as the early morning hours turn into mid-morning, and cool enough with the wind. It's refreshing, but it is what it is. So on the west tide, this tide's heading that way. The tide's going out, and that's what we're working with. See how the wind's picking up there, you know. But letting it roll. Not a lot of boat traffic this morning yet. And next week's 4th of July, so I'm sure this place will be, it's always crowded on the 4th of July. I think they even have fireworks over the canal at somewhere between Bourne and Sagamore. And it's quite festive. And a lot of fun celebrating our independence along the Cape Cod Canal. And first fish of the morning. All right, so let's get this thing up. There we go. Look at that. Beauty. All right. Yes, sir. 8, 3, 24. Might be close to a keeper. Man, that's fun. That was kind of weird. I was reeling it in, and I don't know, he picked up some seaweed, and it kind of snagged as I was reeling it in. And but if you let them, I don't know, I just got lucky, and if you give them slack, they swim out of it of their own. Sometimes they don't recover from, he gets snagged and either the line busts or that's it. Oops, there's a touch on that rod. But if you just give him a few seconds is all you can really do, because you can't budge him. He's either under a rock trying to break you off, or I don't know what he was. I think it was seaweed. It felt like it had a little give, but he swam out from it, and then I brought him in on that. But I got lucky on that. I got lucky. That's all I can say. That was fun. On the boards. I was watching the debate last night, the Trump-Biden debate, the first one. I don't want to get political and, all that, but I won't even tell you who I'm voting for, but I love Trump, but like you couldn't tell. And he's talking to Biden, and he says to him, "Okay, Brandon." It's like, did he just say that? That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. The guy is just... He's like a 19-year-old kid, and the reason why I love him, I'll shut up. I'm not going to make this political. It's a fishing show, but he gets the job done. That's all. If you can understand that he's a teenage kid in his personality, but he gets the job done, and that's all I care about. But it's funny. He looks him dead in the eye, and he says, "Okay, Brandon." Anyway, I'll shut up and talk about fishing. I don't know, except for the Trump supporters. I know you guys got that if you saw it. Kind of funny, I don't see too many fishermen out. At least, I don't know, there's usually a few, but I don't see one on the mainland side. Every now and then some bikies will ride by here on this side, but I don't see anybody. It's devoid of fishermen. Fine by me. Look at that beauty. Oh my gosh. That's like a tall ship. That is beautiful. That is incredible. You never know what you're going to get coming through here. That thing is a absolute... That's a tall ship. That's pretty big. Schooner. What a thing of beauty. To think only 100 years ago, the whole world ran, all the shipping and everything from all over the world. That's how it came, and that's how it went. And then for thousands of years before that, I suppose. But that is a beautiful ship. So look at this one. It's an older yacht, but 3 levels of luxury. It's got 3 floors. The top one is obviously for the navigation, but man, the size. I mean, that's like an apartment in the water, It's incredible. So I mean, I keep saying money, 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 but I mean, it seems the status quo now is three engines on up now too. Though that's an inboard engine, but look, he's got the chase boat in the back. Unreal. Beautiful boats. That's a curveball I didn't see coming. The wind's really picked up. I suppose it would. There's high pressure. There's a cloud in the sky, and it's been so extremely hot and humid for the past couple of weeks. And it's when those two come together, you get violent storms, which we did last night. They were waterfall rainstorms, and now we got high pressure. So I would assume the wind. And sure enough, here it is. But sun's coming up over the mountain and kind of balancing things off. But really, it feels like September. I mean, it's very bizarre for late June, very strange. But any day is a good day on the canal. Look at this stunted growth boat. It's like someone chopped it in half. A strange looking craft. We are at slack now, even though current looks like it's going that way. That's just a heavy wind that's blowing now, but it's slack now, and the tide will soon be turning east. So it's low tide. Remember, west low, east high. East is going to be coming. West is going out, east is coming in. So when it turns east, it's going to be low tide coming up. See what happens. So it's getting pretty choppy now. Had a nice start to the morning, normal start, and then all of a sudden the curveball came. But my recharge light is back on green again, and I feel like I can face another week. So that's the beauty of this place. And I was lucky enough to catch a striper. And by the way, I forgot to mention that was 27, around 27-ish, and I let him go, of course. But so we're going to leave this spot, and we're going to end up at our spot of the week. So we'll see you there. All right, so welcome to the Canal Spot section of the show. And we are at pull 265. Actually, it's 265 to 260 in that area. And you can't miss the feature of what this place is called, and it's called the Rips. And you can see them right there. And that's not even anything that comes up to a standing wave during the moons. We're only on the second quarter, and you got this. So this is not a bait spot. This is I'm assuming you could fish bait here, but you'd be much more successful if you threw lures in there. Any kind of mid-water swimming lures, swimming shads and all that stuff. And because basically the idea is this rip forms here, and the bait fish that are swimming up or down get all disorientated in the rips. And the stripers know that, and they just stage on either side of the rips and just have at it with them. Stripers, bluefish, anything that's feeding. And this is not to confuse with Pip's Rip, which is an extremely famous spot, and that's on the east end, across from the rec center, the recreational area, right near the jetties. And we'll cover that in another episode, but this is called the Rips, simply the Rips. And you can see the extent of it. So I would love to have and see an underwater drone picture of what causes that. It's not two currents colliding together, so the bottom must be rocky, and then it must come up with rocks, and the current hits that, and it just builds up and over. And it's incredibly powerful. They are powerful. And the fish, of course, stripers, and all fish alive, or any creature alive, it's the most amount of protein for the least amount of energy expended. And so they congregate in these areas, rips everywhere, not just here, but anywhere in the ocean that there's rips, because that disorientates the bait fish and makes them a lot easier to catch. So 265 to 260, and you can't miss it. And I'm on the Cape Cod side. So, well, actually, you can fish it from the mainland side too, but you have a much easier reach. You can see it almost comes right to shore, these rips. And it's a stretch, And like I say, in those moons, that's a standing wave. It's a full, strong rip that goes right across the canal. So there you have it. That's this week's Canal Spot, Spot Lock. And we'll also wrap up this episode. And my name is Paul K. This has been Saturday Mornings Outdoors, and of course, beautiful Striperquest on the Cape Cod Canal. I hope you enjoyed this episode and can use information out of it. And my batteries are sure recharged. So thank you guys for showing up. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And we'll see you next week. See what brings. See ya.